So this is going to be a good episode. I'm at the Ravano Cafe. It's our local cafe. We live about 200 metres away. It's opposite the Santa Maria Maggiore. The fantastic Duomo is just down the road, 150 metres away. Nice drop. So the tour this evening is on the Arno River. So I'm really looking forward to that. The boat tour that will take us under the Ponte Vecchio bridge. And this tour I booked through Get Your Guide, Arno Boat Cruises, I guess it's called. And we were in a larger group, violinists playing as well. So there'll probably be about a dozen people on this boat cruise that takes us along the Arno, underneath the Ponte Vecchio, underneath the Santa Trinita bridge at sunset. Price? €35 each. Now you can get a private gondola. They really do ask for a minimum of 4 people. So if it was just a couple, you'd have to pay for 4 people, which makes it a little bit more expensive, but then you're on your own. And I'll show you some footage shortly of how many people are on board and what you're going to see at sunset on the Arno River here in Florence. Okay, now before we jump on the boat cruise, I just wanted to take a moment and share with you, 2 days ago I was down in Castelluccio, which is near Norcia in Umbria. It's a elevation of about 1400 metres. It's just above the Great Plateau. It's an area that was unfortunately hit very badly by the 2016 earthquakes, and many of the towns in that area haven't quite recovered. Nevertheless, while I'm sharing this with you, I wanted to show you some footage, but also it's a great location for hiking. So if that's your cup of tea, that's an area of central Italy in Umbria that you might want to also explore. Just another area of Italy. It's just full of fantastic locations to visit. Now, secondly, I want to talk to you a little bit about the old bridge, the Ponte Vecchio. Now the Ponte Vecchio, the old bridge, the oldest stone bridge in Europe, is significant here in Florence, but it's a bridge that is iconic globally, isn't it? Did you know 16 million people cross this bridge in a year? That's about the number of people that visit Florence, by the way, each year. And if you're here in Florence, you're going to walk across this bridge. I cross it every day. I've got it to myself because I ride over it on my bike. At about 6:15 in the morning, I've got it to myself. It's magical. Now, long history. 13th century, the only bridge here in Florence. 1335, it was rebuilt due to floods, and since then it hasn't changed too much at all, except the Vasari corridor was built, which is just above me, and I'm going to show you lots of footage of that. And that was built in 1565. Cosimo Medici didn't want to walk with the common people. It was a bit smelly down here too. So he had the Vasari corridor built, named after the architect. 1 kilometre in distance, 1,093 yards from the Palazzo Vecchio up to the Pitti Palace. Now later in that century, 1593, the butchers, the fishmongers, the tanneries were all outlawed, and that's when the gold jewellery shops moved in, and they've been here ever since. Expat Lifestyle with Pads. Share, thumbs up and subscribe. I hope you enjoy this episode. So behind me, Benvenuto Cellini, a founding master jeweller from the 16th century. So he's surrounded by his beloved jewellery shops, I guess. Gold here, it's a little bit dearer, but what a great memory. A piece of gold, a personal item from the Ponte Vecchio. And if I continue walking, I'll head up towards the Pitti Palace. So the Ponte Vecchio, the old bridge, joins the northern part of Florence, the historical centre, to Oltrarno, the southern side of the Arno. Now, the other interesting fact in the development or timeline of the Ponte Vecchio are the buildings that are at either end of the bridge. There's the Vasari corridor there. Now, the buildings are more contemporary, aren't they? Because during World War II, all bridges in Florence were destroyed, except for the old bridge, the Ponte Vecchio. The buildings at either side of the bridge were blown up, and they decided to leave the Ponte Vecchio in one piece. Thank God for that decision. It's a beautiful bridge to walk across. When you're walking back towards the historical centre, you look up and you'll see a lovely vista, the Duomo. See that in the background? It's a lovely image. And there's always things happening here in Florence. For instance, on the river this morning, dragon boat racing. Have a look at this. So if you want the bridge to yourself, you need to get up early and you'll be rewarded, as you will with the sunset vistas. And that's the whole point of the river cruise this evening. So I'm going to take myself back to the starting point of that cruise, and I'll see you on the boat very, very soon. So I'm at the meeting point just opposite Piazza Mentana. There's a gate that takes us down to the Arno River, and that's where the boat cruise leaves from. Okay, so it's quite easy. It's only about 400 metres from the Ponte Vecchio. Buonasera.
I'm glad that you came to do this experience with us, and I will be playing a little bit of classical music, but a lot of pop music, Italian songs. It all depends on the vibe we get into on this trip. So I will start with a song that lives close to my heart.
Now the Sunset River Cruise, it's a great tour in my opinion. It only takes 50 minutes and at €35, 39 US, 57 Australian, I think it's a pretty good deal. But that's something for you to consider regarding the costings. Expat Lifestyle with Pads. Share, thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next episode. Ciao.